Hello everyone, today I want to say a story about the weight of the axe. Once, in a vast land of mountains and rivers, where the wind whispered ancient stories through the trees, there lived a man named Baron. Baron was known as the strongest woodcutter in the region. His hands were like stone, his shoulders broad, and his heart even broader. He had 3 sons, Sammy, the eldest and the most disciplined; Ilias, the second son, clever and quick-witted; and Amin, the youngest, gentle and curious. They lived in a wooden house Baron had built himself, deep inside the forest where the earth smelled of pine and the sound of chopping echoed like music. Every day, Baron would rise with the sun, place his axe over his shoulder, and head out alone. Many times his sons asked to go with him. "You are not ready," he would always say. "But father," Sammy insisted once, "you taught us everything we know." Baron simply replied, "Knowing is not the same as understanding. Your time will come." Years passed. The sons grew taller, stronger, but their hearts grew apart. Sammy believed hard work and rules were the answer to everything. Ilias believed the world was changing, and only clever thinking could bring success. Amin believed that life had meaning beyond work. He loved stories, painting, and nature. They each loved their father, but they could not agree with each other. Baron, now growing older, watched silently. He saw the cracks forming, not just in his home, but in their hearts. One bitter winter morning, Baron didn't get out of bed. His axe lay untouched by the door. The 3 sons gathered around him. "I feel," Baron whispered, "that my days of cutting wood are over."
No.
Amin said, "You'll get better." Baron smiled faintly. "I'm not afraid, but there is one thing I must give you. My axe." The 3 brothers looked at one another. "One of you must carry on my work," Baron said. "But not just anyone. The one who is worthy must prove it. You must each go into the forest and bring me the most valuable piece of wood you can find. 3 days. Then return. Whoever brings the most meaningful gift will receive my axe and my final lesson." And with that, he turned to the wall and closed his eyes. The next morning, Sammy left first. He walked for miles, climbed hills, crossed streams, and searched the deepest parts of the forest. On the 3rd day, he returned with a massive, flawless log from a red cedar tree. "This wood is rare, strong, and perfect for carving or building," he told his father. "It took all my strength to carry it." Baron nodded but said nothing. Ilias left the next morning. He did not go deep. Instead, he traded with an old man near the edge of the forest. He brought back a polished wooden bowl carved from ebony, a wood not found in their region. "This bowl is worth gold in the markets. I didn't cut it, but I used my mind. Isn't that better than swinging an axe all day?" Baron nodded again but said nothing. Then it was Amin's turn. He wandered the forest, uncertain. He did not seek the biggest or the rarest tree. Instead, he sat near a broken stump and listened to birdsong. He walked along the river and watched how the current shaped fallen logs. On the 3rd day, he returned with a small, twisted branch, bent and gnarled, with moss growing on one side and a hollow at the center. The other brothers laughed. That's garbage," Ilias said. "Even firewood is better," said Sammy. But Amin said nothing. Baron, now pale and weak, opened his eyes. He looked at each of his sons, then at their gifts. He pointed to the axe lying by the door. "Sammy," he said, "you brought strength, but strength alone can break things just as easily as it builds. Ilias, you brought cleverness. But cleverness without honesty is a dangerous tool." Then he turned to Amin. You brought a piece of wood that has been shaped by time, weather, and life. It is scarred, imperfect, but full of story. Do you know what this is? Amin shook his head. This, Baron said, is from the tree where your mother and I first met. We carved our initials into it when we were young. That hollow, that was once a nest. It held life. You saw more than wood. You saw meaning. Baron slowly sat up and took the axe. My sons, he said, this is not just an axe. It carries the weight of generations. It has cut, protected, and provided. Whoever holds it must do so with strength, wisdom, and heart. He placed it into Amin's hands. But what about us? Sammy said quietly. We worked hard too. Baron nodded. You each carry something vital. Sammy, protect your family. Ilyas, guide them through change. Amin, carry the stories. But only together can you survive what lies ahead. Baron passed away that night, with the forest wind whispering through the windows. His 3 sons buried him near the tree where he met their mother. The next months were not easy. They argued, they struggled, but slowly, they began to understand their father's lesson. Sammy used his strength to rebuild the barn. Ilyas used his cleverness to sell their wood fairly and bring in new tools. Amin carved the family's story into the wood, preserving memories and teaching the younger ones. Together, they kept the forest alive, and the axe, now hung above the fireplace, remained untouched. Its edge still sharp, its wood still warm, reminding them of the man who gave them more than a tool. He gave them each other. Moral of this story: an axe can cut wood, but a father's lesson carves something deeper. Unity, humility, and the value of living with heart and hands together. Strength, intelligence, and kindness are each important, but only together can they build something that lasts.